Check, check. So I didn't go live for one day, and there's panic in the street, panic in the Wall Street. Where is RT, and has he forsaken us? Those are some of the popular questions that we had yesterday. Oh man, it's kind of funny. Anyhow, so we're back today. Hope you guys are feeling good, doing well. We do have some pre-market gains here, so we're gonna take it easy into the open. Um, Yesterday we were also green pre-market about 500, maybe 430. We got up to about 1500 in gains, and in just 3 trades, we got cooked like minced beef and went to only being up 200 bucks. So yesterday was not a good day in that aspect, and of course, we didn't follow all of our rules to the T, right? There was a pullback and I was in with size when I should have been in with small size. That's the rules that I have for myself for that exact reason. And when you break the rules, it is only right that you get punished so you can learn from the errors in your ways, right? So today, if we're seeing good pullbacks, we're going to be in with small size, doing the right thing, and being careful. Big Steve is messaging me. What's up, Big Steve? Big Steve, I am alive and well. Everything is good. Okay, I'll show you guys the watch list here, the gap scan. The gap scans are powered by Day Trade Dash. We got NDRA, which was a pretty good stock, although I didn't really get to capture it. Right on this candlestick at this breakout, I took a look at the chat right here, and I kind of missed the beginning of this move. I mean, it happened. It went like $1 a share in what, like 2 seconds, a second and a half, you know. So I kind of missed this move here, and then tried to trade the rest of it, but didn't really get a good grip. We had some winning trades, some losing trades. LGVN also hitting scans right now. Let's see. Yeah, so here's the watch. I mean, I can write up a quick list here. So NRDA, we just had was it IORH? We just had that one that sold off a bit. PORK, POKR rather, PROK. Okay, PROK. I actually got to look into that company. This is like hilarious. WOLF, which is continuation. And I think that might be it. LGVN, maybe a few people might have. Yeah, LGVN, worth keeping on the list here. So we got quite a few stocks though. So, you know, the key is always narrowing it down to just the top couple and then, you know, locking in on the one. We're always looking for the one stock every day that'll be the strongest stock above all else. That way we'll have the best opportunities of being green, getting green, staying green, and adding to the green. That's the key here. So for me to start, I want to make sure I adjust my share size accordingly for each stock that I'm looking at. I want to change my time in force back to day and reduce my share size drastically here as we're getting ready for the open. I will size back up, but what I've noticed here from pre-market to the open, now that I'm trading pre-market, is that there's going to be a volume spike, which we know, but on top of that, the stocks will kind of change in terms of their personalities. So that I want to be careful of. By the way, let me shout out the live stream in here. Okay. Yo, man, this is funny. I can't with the chat room these days. Okay, we got 7 minutes, and in terms of the hot stock right now, I mean NDRA is holding up. LGVN is also holding up. The one that I mean PROK just made a new high. I mean they're all kind of they're all looking fairly good. IROH is the only one that really sold off here as of recent. WOLF. Did anybody swing this one? And a multi-day swing on that one. But of course, that's in hindsight. So as you're tuning in, remember to hit the thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up. We got 6 minutes to the opening bell. 6 minutes. Pandemonium in the streets yesterday, man. Yeah, Alan, I've had a couple people say the same thing. They like to hear the soothing voice of RT in the background. Even though half the people will not be listening to anything I'm saying because they're doing their own thing, but actually as I traded yesterday, I was listening to a podcast. I was listening to this podcast with Jake Paul and Graham Stephan. And Jake Paul is talking about how he's making 40 million a year gross on these fights. I'm like, man, this guy is like one or 2 years older than me. $40 million a year in the boxing scene. Pretty interesting podcast, good to always listen in sometime. Sometimes it's good to check in. A scammer. Hey, scammer. I don't know about scammer. Maybe, but the big Tyson fight, man. Apparently it paid well. So NDRA, we got 4 minutes. It's currently at $10. I think this one into the open will be the best bet. $40 million gross. But I mean, if you're in California after those taxes hit, man, they're gonna have to be pretty creative if they're to save anything at all. If not, it's Cook Island. And funny enough, there actually are people based in Cook Islands because they have some great tax incentives. If not, though, the California taxes, you're going to be getting cooked. Probably the only place worse than New York, New Jersey. I guess they're on par, though. Yeah, pre-market today, we actually had some action through and through, which was good. We had LGVN for a little bit. I didn't trade that one, though. I didn't see it because I was so occupied with NDRA, but, yesterday, I was talking to some traders and I was telling them that for me, I think another issue I had with the day is that I didn't size up early enough after the open, after seeing that the stocks that we were trading were pretty hot, right? At the end of the day, there's a fine line between retaining your earnings and adding to the gains. But I think we can't really trade too soft here, right? I'm using the word soft because, I think maybe that's the best way to describe it. We got to be aggressive. and assertive, especially when we're seeing the opportunities that we know and love. And yesterday we took a little too long to size up. So today, if we're seeing everything working out how we like it to for the momentum, for the strategy, then we want to try and get a good piece of the pie early, because earlier is better. Typically, the first move is the best move. So, okay. It might go before the open here. Only using starter size here for now until I can get some more confirmation. If it goes, I mean, it's a minute 18 seconds. If it goes, I'll take the first baby pullback. We've got 11.25, but you know, assuming it holds up is going to be the key. Well, this came from a VWAP bounce, man, which is crazy. Like a retest of highs came from a VWAP bounce. You know, there's a couple people somewhere, whether even in this chat room here or other communities, that are holding from what, $7, $8. What was VWAP? $8 at the time. Here I am buying 11, right? Hyper scalping, baby. We got 23 seconds, so it'll probably go into the open here. I'm going to watch for a quick trade with the small size just to see if it goes right away. But it might have a lot of range, so we do have to be careful. Okay. We had 35. I'm back in 47. Was the high of 11.10, 11.13? So it's not the quick right away breakout, so 34. I just want to keep it small until we can start giving a good rhythm, a good pattern, a good uptrend. Right now, it's a lot of price action trades. I gotta remember the size on this side. Right back down to 30. And some new lows to 10. That was kind of tough. Hopefully no one got caught on the breakout there. Guys, don't forget to hit the thumbs up as you're tuning in. See, during pre-market, we didn't have not one area be that terrible. So the risk right now is definitely higher. It's hard. It seems like it's harder to manage risk in some areas. But it's still early. You know, it could take a good 20 minutes, 10 minutes to maybe even start an uptrend, 30 minutes, an hour. So we could see some sideways action here until it's ready. Hit the thumbs up. Don't forget, for those of you tuning in, we already got 600 people or so in the building. In the building. Yesterday I was MIA. Missing in action. The halt up is at 1170. Oh, it's going to jump right into it. Look at that. Hopefully it gets halted up here. This could start the uptrend. Getting some higher fills though. Taking 10, 11, 10. I got 25 fill, a little higher, but okay. Can we see back over 50? 58, 57, 65. And it's trying to halt up at 1184 or 1182. Now 1196 the halt up. It's not getting locked in though. We're getting a false halt. Not enough buying, maybe a little too much selling. All right, this is where I want to start to size up early, but I got to be careful still. We don't want to take on losses. So we got to be accurate here. We're starting an uptrend, so I want to start sizing up. We got 1196 for highs, 1208 to halt up. Got to be on my tippy toes here. Oh, shoot. I hit the wrong. And yeah, that's going to work out. That's fine. Taking 1050. This is what I want to watch out for. Is this like extended dip? I'm going to add to it. Can we see over 90? There's 88. Can we see over 11? I'm selling a little bit. Holding 100 shares. See right there. So on that dip, what did I do? I sized down, right? Got to size down. If not, I'm gonna get boiled in oil. The thing with this trading thing is that you got to remember all the rules at all times, or else you're gonna forget something and then you're gonna get caught. So I'm still holding like 70 shares. The position wasn't a massive position. I'll probably take another half, and then watching again. It could definitely drop more, so I want to be careful. Tight stops. You gotta keep it tight. If it comes down and flushes out, I gotta keep it tight. Got some lag right there. The halt down's 10:09. There it is. I sold half at 60 and nothing happened there, so I'm not sure what's up with that. That could have definitely saved us some of that. I sold half and like nothing happened. Man. Okay, all right. Not really seeing anything standing out. I mean, there's some stuff hitting with volume. RLYB. RLYB. Let's see. I'll just look. This one came earlier pre-market, sold off, did bounce from 40 to 53 for the penny stocks. Not bad. So we got above the uptrend. Well, let's just say we got above this pre-market high rather. And then despite getting a candle or two to close, we're now right back. So a bit of a small Christmas tree here instead of trending up to 12, 13, 14 bucks. So I'll probably size back down and then not probably, but I will size back down and then I'll wait with small size. RLYB, is it worth it? Perhaps. Resumption, 3 minutes, 40 seconds. By the way, if you're now tuning in, be sure to hit the thumbs up. Right now, the mighty is dialing in the chat room. Honestly, I don't know if I'll trade this one. I don't know. With penny stocks, man, they've been so hit or miss. Like I'd watch this with like infant size to start. Back in the days, you just come starting with 10, 20K size. Some people are still doing that. If you're connecting, you can have a party, right? But if you're not connecting, best to be safe than sorry. Resumption is 1 minute 40 seconds for NRDA. NDRA rather. Or what is it? NDRA. Charts are lagging a bit. Oh, smokes. BSLK, not bad. Should have pulled it up a little sooner. Yeah, BSLK, not bad so far. 26 seconds to the resumption. And resuming, showing 1009. I might insta buy it. Actually, I think we could see a bounce. I might insta buy it. There's 10 seconds or 1009. What's it gonna be? 10 minutes. 10 minutes is what it's gonna be. Out with the old, in with the new. Wow, there's a lot of lag here. Floating orders. Be careful with this BSLK on Thinkorswim. It's not, man, that just is such a buzzkill. BSLK. VWAP is at 395. Hmm. I forgot I had the 60 share. Oh, okay, cool. Let's see how it does here at the half dollar. We're having the first 5 minute candlestick be red though. NDRA. Let's just make sure to have that ready. Because I might just insta buy. The insta buy. MMU Edge 991. The insta buy. We're still seeing new lows. What's the 37? Let's see what it does here. A minute 34 seconds. So somehow today in pre-market, I went short by accident. Like I really don't know what I clicked on my hotkey, and it did cost me like 150 bucks too. Not only that, it took me a while to actually be able to get out of the position. Strangely enough. I gotta like maybe, I gotta try and figure out what happened there. So this thing is curling back up a little bit. 22 seconds. NDRA resumption halted down at 10:09. Here we go. 10 seconds. Bit of a scratch trade there. Okay, coming back to BSLK. Uh, could this one go back up to 1057, get halted up? Maybe. But ZEEP. Take a look at that one. ZEPP. ZEPP. Not much. BSLK, I'm interested in this one if it can keep holding up. Let me check the chat. The halt down's at 856 for NDRA. Not really seeing much in the moment. If BSLK comes down, how low can we go? I think is a good question. I'm long on this one with a tight stop. And just looking to see what it does. WOLF I haven't looked at, but maybe I'll check it out here after this trade. Are we holding? I'm going to add. It's a little high, add it, but I'm going to add it here. Time. 2 minutes left in the candlestick. All right, I'm gonna give this stock more respect now. Okay. I like what I'm seeing here. The move is holding up. Now my next step is to think about where Save is going to load his size. So I can also load size. You know, if he's listening, he's laughing right now, right? So there's 372. I'm not gonna add here. I'm just gonna keep waiting. The highs are 389. VWAP is also 389. I think I'll wait. I mean, it does look pretty good though. Looks pretty good. Could go to 4. But we'll see. Only time can tell. So I'm going to start to increase size on this stock here. And Derek I'm guessing his stream is probably not as clear. In which case, I think using the app is better than the browser for that. So just waiting patiently here. It's very important for our 5-minute candle not to fail miserably here. Big levels, big levels. If not, we would have given back too much gains. What's it gonna be? Are the bulls gonna step up? What are they gonna do? Are the buyers going to step up? Or is this abandoned ship? Only time can tell. It's fighting all right. which is fighting for its life. Can we survive the turbulence? We are surviving and thriving. Aww. We are surviving and thriving the turbulence. The question is now, can we continue and smooth sail? Can we see new highs? Oh, that's an instant rejection there. We need to see new highs. Smooth sailing. Nice and smooth. That's how Crispy Trades would say it. Nice and smooth. Nice and smooth. I don't really have that much size, so I'm kind of just holding a couple of shares left here. It is opening up a little more. Oh wow, it's going all the way. Can we get a bigger dip? I tried for 44. Not really gonna get what I want there. Can we see 60? 65? Hmm. I'm gonna size down slightly. And I'm gonna start buying. I think it is strong still, so I'm gonna keep buying. Time. Candlestick looks pretty good. Could be a little high here, so let's be careful. Okay. I took caution over being aggressive there. It's gonna, we'll take it. We'll take it. Because that could have went right back down to 4 and we would have been cooked stew. I didn't sell anything up there and it is back down. Will it recover? Thought we were in the clear right there out of the woods. Oh, come on. Come on. That's not nice. I should have sold up at 50 then. At least half, you know? Dang. That's back down so quickly. So not good right there. Not good. WKHS has been hitting. Man, it's just tough to see that 1 minute candle make the new high like that and then buckle underneath the pressure. It doesn't look good. I think it might be done. Backside. Let's check MACD. MACD, how are we looking? MACD is indicating backside. Although it's been indicating backside. Hold on. Is this the right stock? No. BSLK. Hold up. No, it's still showing us like there's some buying. So, well, we might be leading the MACD here because this candlestick looks awful and we had no reason to reject on this one right here. This should have went to new highs or at least held up, you know? So, I am moving on to the next stock for these reasons. Missing a VWAP bounce perhaps too. But moving on. Missed the VWAP bounce, moving on. Moving on to new businesses and new ideas. WKHS, is this the next one? MACD, man. Okay. How's this one looking? 291 highs, up 50%. There's some volume. Do I want to throw out some shares? And the 5 minute candle is red, so I gotta be careful. 36, 27. Okay, this is Christmas tree. Nothing can be done there. I was actually gonna add for the bounce, but it's fine. That was too much. Yeah, I did make fun of the MACD not so long ago, right? But things change and times change and people can change. So they say. Here I am giving MACD a chance. The stock is bouncing, which, you know, doesn't really look good to sustain because of how we came down. The way how I look at this now is that short sellers will be dominating this move. And any pop will get slammed back down. I could be wrong. It could still go. This is the market. Nothing is 100%. But that's what history would tell me, is that not to buy any breakouts here because this is going to just go right back down into the abyss. The VWAP bounce I should have looked at, but kind of didn't really stay on game. Could be a good place to also walk away, depending on if we see anything else in the next 10, 15 minutes. Our job is done here. Can't afford to have a repeat of yesterday. Beautiful 1500 gone to the wind. ASST, you know, I mean, this is a nice move here, but does it have the attention it needs to retest yesterday's highs? The Ross effect? What is the Ross effect? Explain to me so I can understand here. I'm checking out the comments. Bro, here's what I'll say about Ross, right? I respect Ross. I respect any trader who's transparent and doing their thing. And this guy's gains, like we all need to study it and dissect it because it can't be denied, right? Whether it's him, anybody else who's like doing really well. Yeah, whether it's him or anybody else who's doing well that's sharing anything, even if they're not sharing everything, I mean anything that could help anybody else, help us, right? Because at the end of the day, if you're making $1 million in a day, which some of these traders are doing, guys like Ross, 200K, like we have to try to study it as much as we can to like get something out of it. Even if that takes us from $100 a day to 150, right? Anything that you can get or gain will be good. And that's just me keeping it real, right? Whether it's Ross or anybody else that's doing well and sharing some information time to time, you got to try to get something out of it because why not? Like I remember when I used to do gaming, right? And like I was a pretty good gamer, but then there was a team, like a professional team that came on YouTube. It's like, okay, I can check out some of their stuff from time to time. And Ross is like a cool guy, so once he comes to the team house, then I'll really be able to look over his shoulders as he trades. And just like I did with Crispy Trades. Crispy Trades the biggest trader in the team house still. Although Save may be giving him a run for his money here soon. Crispy Trades the big dog. One day the guy rolls out of his bed late, like an hour too late, sits at his computer for 5 minutes, up 16,000, and then he was at a high of 28. Actually gave back like half. It's like whoa, trading is still so crazy. Still, if his and apparently his alarm was messed up, so I was like, man, if your alarm wasn't messed up, you probably could have hit the 100K day because that day was actually like one of the hotter days of the year to this point. Still, maybe excluding the stock we had that went to 160. If your style was applicable to that one, this is back in January of this year. NDRA curling up. BSLK selling off. I can do a rotation here, check the scans again, just see how everything is looking. PROK. The halt is at 47. Yeah, maybe I did a little too much talking right there because I could have been here a minute earlier. Part of the deal. Part of the deal. The halt is at 47. We're at 45. Will we get halted up? High of day was at what's this? 40, and then pre-market highs are at 63. Okay. I haven't been using MACD on the 10-second chart because it's like such a short time frame, but having two 1 minute charts, I guess, not the end of the world. What I could do, I could rearrange my screen probably. Have to think about that. Hey Derek, sorry to hear, man. But as you're typing that message there, if you've as you've typed that message, let's say, I think it's a good starting point to then, take it easy, live to fight another day. Even though it might be your biggest red day today, still keep a grand perspective and mindset. Today's still just one day out of thousands of days. So don't let this day compromise you in any way beyond this point. Take the lesson and then, tomorrow again, bright and early. A new slate. The bigger red days will happen to the best of us from time to time. So I'm noticing PROK, the level 2, it's a little slow price action wise. I don't know if this one will be good for me. I don't think so. But I'll keep an eye here just in case, but especially if there's a good pullback that could work. Okay, there's some more volatility there. Okay, that's not bad. It might get halted up here at 56. And you can see the halt levels if you're using a level 2 that's a little bit more advanced, I'd say. Or if it at least has the option, which is a Dash Trader or Lightspeed. Some of the other brokers will have it as well. It'll show the halt level up and down. So we're halted right now, locked in 156. And in 4 minutes, 45 seconds, we'll have resumption. If you don't know what a halt is, I think the key part of it, you can always look it up, right? But the key part is that the stocks will usually resume on 5-minute intervals. And you can use this website right here. I'll post it. This website will show you every stock that's halted up. And you can do the math to get the time in case your level 2 doesn't have it. So once you check it, it'll show that we're halted up at, and on my time, Eastern time, market time, this is 10:15 and 23 seconds. So in exactly 5 minutes from that interval, which will be 10:20 market time and 23 seconds, we'll have the resumption. Now my level 2 does this cool thing here where it does the countdown for me right here. Let me get the drawing tool. Right here in this area here. So it even shows us the same thing too. So trading pause at 10:50, 10:15 and 23 seconds. At 1:56 is where it's showing the resumption, and then we have 3 minutes 16 seconds, 3 minutes 15 seconds to go. Versus if I look at Thinkorswim's level 2, here, let me show you guys what that looks like in comparison. Some people love this one. I mean, it works if you're used to it and it's like getting the job done. But for me, I think I'd rather the other one. How do I detach this? Detach gadget. Here's Thinkorswim. Massive difference. Massive. But this one, some people love it and they're still green with it every day, right? Like big green too. So all depends, right? On what you like. Some people are using the ladder. And the ladder is this thing right here. I don't know how anybody could use this. Like this to me doesn't even make any sense. But it's still level 2. Like this one over here has more of the filters. I forgot what they called it, but anyhow, this one's like more equipped here, right? Like how could anybody use this nonsense to make money? I don't know. But people are doing it, right? Some of the team house guys are using this thing and it's like, bro, how? How could anybody do anything with that? It's madness. Tim and Marcelo, myself are using level 2. Crispy and Save are using the ladder. Those two guys are making more. Is there a correlation there? I don't know. Maybe. Yet again, Ross uses level 2. So, and he's doing 100K a day, right? But there's somebody out there who's not a public trader posting on YouTube who's using the ladder also doing 100K, half a million days. A normal looking guy or gal that you'll walk right past on the street. Blending in. Blending in. We got 46 seconds here. So in terms of size, it might be a little bit more volatile. So, that could be a good thing here for us. We haven't had a really big pullback. So after the dip and rip, I want to be careful in case it does come down. It's showing resumption at 155. 18 seconds. PROK. I did not get the fill on the dip, sadly. Oh. See, that was a tough trade to hold right there. Because we had resistance 59, but it broke through, teleported up to the halt level 165. I tried for lower, but I didn't get the fill. And I'd say I was basically on time. I felt like I was on time there. Son of a gun. Son of a gun. Man. It could have given a bigger pullback too because 65 to 63, that's not really much. It's showing higher resumption for now at 179. Seb, I hear you. Twin Green Day today. KT using the ladder for options. A lot of people are gatekeeping. Yeah, some people are gatekeeping. That is true. That's why everyone watching here, if they're not profitable, should check out MMU because this is the #1 place where there's no gatekeeping. And I'm not just saying that to say that, but I'm saying that because it's true. From zero to advance and countless archives to watch over from with different perspectives too. We got 2 minutes 40 seconds. Right now the stock is definitely extended. So I'm going to be sizing down here. And I want to be careful and be wary of a pullback. It's now showing 170 resumption, just 5 cents higher. We could see a halt down even over time. But I don't think this is the place for me to be aggressive. Being that, again, I was late pulling up the stock. You know, I would have wanted to be in here or maybe here for Hive Day, being that I'm so late. You know, the dip and rip came, I didn't quite get it. There's nothing I can do now but wait. Now, if it just keeps going like 260, $3, then it puts me in a tough situation, you know, because then I have to chase it. And right now, I'm trying to just not be too aggressive here. Normally, this is where we'd see a pullback. And then maybe it goes again. Don't forget, if you're now tuning in, to hit the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I never say turn on notifications anymore because I don't even know if they work. Once upon a time ago, they never worked, so. WKHS. Hitting the scans. Miraculous red to green. Resumption is in 30 seconds. Honestly, I just really and truly use the view up. 12 seconds. A good question right now is, does it need the halt down? If it doesn't, then, you know, fair play. But if it does, there's risk here. Only one way to find out is to wait and see. I'm going to aim for a little lower. Okay, it does need that halt down. And can I get out? Okay, good, good. No, it's a false halt down. I gotta be careful here because it's a little dicey. Are we out of the woods? I think that Addo's a little high. We could be out of the woods, I think. I think we might be out of the woods, but it's not guaranteed. Stupid fly, man. Are we out of the woods? Damn, there's a freaking seller. Did they get bought up or did they cancel? Alright, I'm cutting it. Fair trade, fair attempt. Okay, the price went down. I see. The price went down. The seller's still there. It was at 58. And that was probably it too. The halt down is at 48, by the way. Okay, I was interested in the pullback there. We didn't quite get what we wanted. The false halt down was a good sign for me, but we didn't really bounce back up. In fact, I added the highest price point, which was 64. Damn, bro. That was terrible. I gotta be a little bit better than that. I'm like, do I want to buy? And I'm like second guessing it. Damn, bro. I didn't have any size anyways, but sheesh. What a powerful red to green that was. See, now the trades that I'm trying down there make sense now. Sadly, I stopped out though. I'll be back in a minute. I gotta sit down here. Catch a good bearings. Catch a good bearings. What happened is that I had 52 as my stop, and it came down to 52. So I kind of just cut the trade. I wanted to get back in, but it never came back down to those levels. ZEPP. Not sure if there's something there, but it is moving a little bit. Might halt up here. Okay. Looks like ZEPP will halt up. All right, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, the other one is not showing, so that's the 3808 resumption, and then we got 34 seconds till PROK. PROK. 22 seconds. I'm gonna use just moderate size because we didn't really capture the move up, and we did lose trying to get the dip, so just small size here. Taking it easy. Trying to make just a couple bucks. Give us something, anything, come on. Please. I'm begging. And I'm in high, not good. Bro. I made nothing on this entire move. Lovely. Hmm. Mm-mm-mm. Train has left the station. And I'm still on the platform. No bueno. We didn't really get a proper dip out of that one though. It just, it was pretty tight, I'd say. It's halting up again. The other one is going to resume in about a minute. ZEPP. 1 minute. Oh, man. We got a couple of seconds to the resumption. So the resumption's coming up. Oh, 10 minutes? Is it 10 minutes? It might be 10 minutes. And Triad, what's up, man? How's Bali treating you right now? Bali, Thailand, or maybe you're in North Korea checking it out. Maybe if I go there, I can be the first trader to trade with Kim Jong-un. That would be quite a video. Teaching Kim Jong-un hyper scalping. Well, the thing is with being green on an entire year is that you can get lucky for like a day or like a week in the market, but to get lucky for an entire year, like that's not possible. However, what I'll say about this year is that this year's been a little bit more challenging, and if you're not absolutely sound in all your rules and your discipline, you're gonna have a hard time, right? Also, even trade style. Are you mostly just trading breakouts, or are you also good at pullbacks, longer holds, after hours, pre-market, all these different things? They can also impact your trading. For how I love to trade this year, I haven't really seen too much of what I like, but just trying to make adjustments every day is the key. Some things should just take us one day to just fully adjust to, but sometimes for some people it might take months, right? Weeks, days. I'm just glad that there's people making money, because if nobody's making money, then we have a problem, like a real problem. Like the moment, like none of us are making money, like no one in the chat room, like no one on YouTube, like if that's to happen, then we're cooked, right? Then we're really done. Close up shop, and that kind of thing. 58 seconds to resumption, showing 215. Showing 215. Price action has changed a little bit. There is no price improvement also. The fills are much more crazy, so you got to be more careful. $15. Price improvement came and went like yesterday's news. 211, here we go. Oh, whoa, whoa. Dip, 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 you son of a gun. Now give us a real dip, man. These baby dips. We did have 19. I didn't jump in. Okay. This is where I'm going to leave because FOMO is going to kill me here. Oh. 4308 for ZEPP. Are you guys showing? Yeah, you guys can feel free to post your P&L here in the chat in the YouTube stream. Well, I don't know. I think FOMO really gets me when there was a stock where it gave the moves and I didn't jump in. I don't know. I think this one is a little so-so. If you're being super aggressive, you would have been in at like 23, maybe out at 33 there, but I think it's fine, right? The risk on that trade is like a 1-to-1, right? If it comes down, we flush down to 205 or something. We haven't had like a red candle in the move up here. But I can also see people, still kind of being aggressive, jumping back in, especially if they, are catching the entire move start to finish here. And this freaking dip down at 50 was the key. There's somebody out there in 50,000 shares here holding. Still holding. Here I am cooked out of the trade. Didn't even catch the small dips. So ZEPP. And that was a massive spread there. I'm gonna leave that one alone. It can go, but I don't know. There might be a little too much risk. Okay, there's a bid. That's good. I said I was gonna leave it alone. I'm still touching it. Okay. Time to walk away. For real, I'm gonna walk away here, seriously. We're ending the day up 1,000, which is a decent day. Sadly, we didn't catch this move, but uh, it's just missing like a 60% move now, and then to try to chase it is just doesn't seem right. I think the responsible thing to do if you're gonna keep going is to size down, be careful of a halt down, those type of things. But I kind of, the train left the station me here, so shutting it down. All right, have a good one. Stay safe, stay green. I did I did take a little bit more of a swing on Tesla here, so we'll see how that one does. I'm still not in like anything close to real size. Like I can't do it, man. I can't do it until we had a real catalyst again. Like the tariff dip. That's the timing to be in with like massive, like like the entire accounts basically. Like all the accounts, all the swing accounts, like just loaded up in the SPY and all the hot stocks. So for me on these type of dips, I just can't see myself going in massive. But I've been taking like a small position in these areas, like 289, 293, you know. So I should be up a couple $100 here at least today on this. And hopefully it gets back to like 310. That'll be a nice area to start liquidating. Liquidation. Let me check the chat room. It looks like half the students left out. Another half are still going. And then, this is the kind of day where it's like tricky, right? You could easily be red. And then, of course, a hot stock like this comes along and it's like the entries are very difficult to capture. It almost feels like the market just sometimes plays these games with us, Anyhow, here's the resumption. Here we go. It's instant halt down, which you can expect at some point here, so it makes sense. And it'll be locked in another 6 seconds here. And it's locked in. Another couple seconds. Bro, the way how Steve manages risk, nobody would believe that, bro. Now, now if the mighty says he's stuck, the mighty might be stuck in there indeed. But probably would have to be holding in the halts going up because there's no time to buy on that, Unless you're holding as it's halting up, there's no time to buy on that halt down. Unless you just had an order sitting there. Halted down. So as you guys can see, the responsible thing for me to do was to shut down my computer screen and then just watch from the sidelines. I wouldn't have been in there anyways, but now where this does look attractive again is if it pulls back some more, maybe down to 2, maybe even down to like 190. I wouldn't want to see it all the way down to 160, but there could also be a bounce opportunity depending on how it plays out. If we instant halt down 2 more times, then there can be a great bounce opportunity. If it like opens up sideways, chop, chop, halt down, and then, chop, chop, Maybe there can be a base and curl back over 2. It kind of all depends. But I am locking it in. RT did not abandon the live stream or the people. People were like, man, he is gone for good. In fact, in the years we've been here, like 5 years, I think we've only missed like maybe 4 days. That might have been the 5th day we've missed, if that many. I woke up yesterday and I just, like I was here since 7 a.m., but I don't know. I don't know. I just didn't feel it. So I closed up shop and I kept trading into the open. And then when I gave back, I was so mad. Yeah, as the EPP got up to 722, it's a little lighter volume, but All right, I'm going to shut it down. If you're going till 4 p.m., continue to be disciplined, continue to be patient, continue to look for the opportunities that you know and love. It's been a decent day. It's been a little choppy though. So be careful. If you are green, protect the green. If you're red, if you're at close to max loss, try to do that damage control. If you are at max loss, then the right thing to do is to shut it down and not overstay or overtrade. Tomorrow again, we're gonna just try to keep this easygoing approach, and then but we also want to be aggressive when it's time to be aggressive. That way we can try and maximize. They're talking about a Brazil trading team house in the chat room here. We haven't done any planning for our next team house actually, which should have been last week. Historically, we do it on the July 4th holiday, but changing it up a little bit this year. Spain is the top place. I mean, there's been a little bit of talking, right? Spain, maybe Brazil, somewhere where there's like the Latin America or Spanish culture, right? Española. Maybe we go to Madrid. Hey, Cancun is right there, and it always is good, right? It's always a good time. There's $2. All right, I'll catch you guys later. Ah, I see. Ah, okay, okay. RT is watching. All right, so here's the other dip, right? So this is where I think we could then start to bottom out. RT is watching Ross's live stream in the morning, which is why he won't stream. No, that's hilarious, dude. Bro, I just streamed his live stream, man. We have him on speed dial here. It's time he brings the live stream back to YouTube, if anything. No, no, no. I've never watched his live stream like in that way, like that. No. The YouTube ones back in the days, yeah, I'll check in there every now and again. Like I even had a day. I had a day where I did a recap and like part of his live stream was like playing in the background and I didn't even know. Like yeah, those were entertaining. Like the GameStop stuff especially. You know, man, the chat room. All right, I'm out of here. Stay safe, stay green. Catch you guys later.